Ladies and gentlemen, I did a podcast and it was based on an article that I read about people don't trust the US like they did a long time ago. And this article from the New York Times that came out yesterday is pretty much saying the same thing. A lot of people are angry with Trump because there are just so many inconsistencies in the way he is running things to the point where folks are now questioning his ability over this whole situation with Iran. Trump's Iran reversal raises allies' doubts over his tactics and U.S. power. Some framed it as another empty threat from a leader whose bark is consistently worse than his bite. Some saw a method to the perceived madness of potentially shrewd act of brinkmanship. And here's the thing, y'all. After Trump called off the military strike, he went right back to talking all kinds of shit. And it's weird. You know, I would think the man would be, well, Trump is not humble. Let me take that back. You would think he would just be quiet, but I think he makes things worse. You talk all this crap about Iran, you back down from striking them, and then you go right back to talking all kinds of trash about Iran. But that's exactly what he did. So, Trump's order to attack Iran on Thursday in retaliation for its downing of a spy drone and his abrupt reversal minutes before American forces carried it out have intensified global doubts about the president's judgment and the power wielded by the United States. Yeah, America's not looking good. America has not looked good to the world in quite some time now. You know, you keep saying you're this powerful country, but to a close eye, you really aren't, you know, and you are as strong as the citizens in your country. If your citizens are all divided, which we all are in America, I mean, we are so divided, and I believe those divisions have weakened America to the entire globe. I mean, even before this Iran situation, if you are not powerful from within, nobody is going to see you as powerful from the outside looking in. It's a fact. America is filled with divisions. And we're not responsible for those divisions, ladies and gentlemen. We are not responsible. Those divisions did not come from us. But America has let the entire world see exactly how weak she is. Here you are on this planet claiming to be a superpower, and you're always fighting within, and you're always fighting people on the outside of the country. It just makes you look terrible. It don't make you look strong. It makes you look terrible. It makes you look like you can't really handle anything. And America lets all of her isms show to the entire world. You let the world know exactly where you're weak. And you are so deeply invested in those weaknesses, you don't care who's looking at them. The whole world knows where America is weak. And I'm not surprised that people are now looking down on America. I knew this was coming. I saw this coming a mile away. If leaders of Britain, France, and Germany, America's main European allies, saw Mr. Trump's aborted attack as a point of no return for his own reputation or for the United States' global standing, they did their best to hide it. Since Thursday night, the public response of Western politicians has been largely cautious, sometimes confused, but only implicit critically. President Emmanuel Macron of France, who earlier this week had sent an envoy to negotiate with Iran on Friday, invited both the United States and Iran to reason, to de escalate, and now to discuss. On Saturday, the British government called for dialogue and sent a junior minister to Tehran to meet with Iranian officials. A spokeswoman for the European Union talked of the need for de escalation by exclusively diplomatic routes. There was even praise for Trump's decision to back out of an airstrike that others might have been too proud to cancel. Trump's rather unconventional decision making style may have saved the day, said Crispin Blunt, a senior conservative lawmaker in Britain who is a former head of Parliament's Foreign Affairs Committee. I suspect other presidents, having approved the mission, would have would not have aborted for fears of having given public explanation that plainly suggests inadequate consideration in the first place, added Blunt. Yeah, well, there's a lot of people within the Republican Party that are not happy with Trump right now. And I did bring that out in another story yesterday. It's very divided as usual. There were people that think he made the right decision and others that think he should have just carried out the strike on Iran. Iran already said militarily they are ready. They are ready for a war. If America strikes them, they're ready. And you know what? I'm not sure, just looking at Trump, I'm not even sure if he can handle anything like this. I mean, he is really, a lot of people feel that he is appearing very weak and always backing out of stuff. Just like the ICE raids that were supposed to happen on Sunday. You know why he changed his mind on that and backed out of that too? Because Nancy Pelosi said something to him. So instead of carrying out the ICE raids, he backed off. So I don't know. You'll have to tell me what you think on this one, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, Trump seems to change his mind like the wind. If the wind changes a different direction, so does, he changes his mind as well. So they're pretty much saying that Trump's uh, behavior patterns are unreliable. It fits a pattern of unpredictability, but I think the rest of the world will be pleased, surprised by this decision, said senior European diplomats. Yeah, well, a lot of these politicians are happy that he backed off because you know what? They're heavily invested in the Iranian oil. You know, so they got a reason to be happy, ladies and gentlemen. That's very different from the reason the public would have. So, of course, they're heavily invested in that Iranian oil. They don't want anything to happen over there with Iran. So, a politician, they are going to be happy about their investment not being all messed up. They don't want their money messed up. But please tell me what you think now that the world is reacting to Trump. I just find it interesting that these world leaders are just as divided on this whole thing as the citizens and politicians here in the US. But they are fearing that Trump is looking weak to the rest of the world. But what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Trump is not the kind of person that can bring a nation together. I mean, he isn't. We already seen that from him being in office for going on the last, what, 2.5 years now? Nearly 3 years. I ain't gonna hold my breath on him bringing anything together. And plus, I don't believe America can ever come together as a nation. I mean, I've lived for quite a few years, y'all, and I have never seen us come together and it sticks, for the long haul. Too many people got their biases out here, and they will never let that happen. America will never be powerful from within. I accept that, you know, and I believe that maybe we're stronger separated from each other. Maybe that is the answer. We tried the integration thing, it doesn't work. All we're seeing is all of the years we poured into that. The end result is it doesn't work. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe some of you believe it worked. I haven't seen it worked in all this time. What era did it work in? What decade did it work in? Please inform us. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.